When the sun rises, I wake up and chase my dreams. I won't regret when the sun sets, 'cause I live my life like I'm a beast. I'm a motherfucking 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 beast. When the sun rises, I wake up and chase my dreams. I won't regret when the sun sets, 'cause I live my life like I'm a beast. I control my breath, keep my body ready, focus on the finish, and keep my head steady. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. What?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time. So I have been pretty busy with these cars for the last few weeks, probably the last 2 months actually. I was having some issues that I had been chasing for over a year and a half, almost 2 years probably, on the yellow car. And to be honest, it's pretty fucking embarrassing. I been having this tick, but only at idle, and it was steady, just it's the only way I can describe it, like a typewriter. So I changed oils, I added some additives. I thought, this motor's 14 years old. At this point, this thing probably is having some issues. It's probably a lifter or a rocker going bad. This motor's been together. I've never had it apart. I probably should be proactive and change the lifters out. So after checking the exhaust over multiple times and just do everything with a fine-tooth comb, I just kept coming back to it's got to be a lifter. So the car was running perfect, but when you was driving it, anything under like 1,500 RPMs, you just hear like an exhaust leak. But I checked this thing from end to end and just could not find it. So I ordered a set of link bar lifters, and I ordered new roller rockers, 1.6 roller rockers, and I proceeded to take the intake off of this car, took everything apart. You know how it is to take the lower intake off. Took it all apart and put new link bar lifters in it, put new 1.6 roller rockers on it, put it all back together. Y'all want to guess what happened? No change. This thing still just tick, 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 tick. I'm going to put the video of the pictures in here as we go of what I ended up finding. So after I put it all back together, and I'd spent, I don't know, $600-700 on parts, gaskets, cleaning it all up, put it back together and had that, I ended up deciding I'm going to take these headers off and I'm going to check them for cracks. But before I do that, I'm going to invest in something. And I did something that I should have probably done years ago. If you don't have one of these, you need one. This is a TikTok shop, just a cheap smoke leak detector. It runs out. You can use baby oil. That's what I used. Put some baby oil in it. Let it heat up. It takes maybe 30 seconds, and it comes with an exhaust cone and all that. I capped off one exhaust pipe, put it in the other side, the exhaust cone in, and within, I would guess, 30 or 40 seconds of it being in there, I could see that I definitely had a leak. I'm gonna try to show you the exhaust cone if I can find it. Yeah, I don't see it offhand. You know what an exhaust cone looks like. It just shows in the tailpipe. Anyways, I could see a leak. I knew something was wrong. Started looking. So I decided, these headers are a pain in the ass to take off, and they are. They're because it's mid-length on a 351 Windsor and a Mustang. I'm gonna insert a picture right here, and you can see what happened. So the dipstick is a metal dipstick tube. It, I had it angled up. It came up underneath the header. It's got a mark on it for where 8 quarts is. Long story short, the damn header had rubbed a hole about this big in the bottom of it, and I just couldn't see it. There's just no way to see it when it's underneath there. So this smoke detector would have saved me $700, and I don't know how much time and frustration. So I ended up taking it all apart, and I put it all back together, and I fixed the header leak. And guess what? I hated how it sounded with the link bars. I mean, it just was noisy. No matter what I did, how many times I adjusted the rockers. I adjusted these rockers probably 7 times, I would guess. Which is a pain in the ass in this car, because you have to take the whole intake inlet tubing off the blower, and you got to take the hoses off. It's just a pain in the ass. And I would just keep adjusting them. And then I drove it to a rod run. I'll insert the burnout here. It did perfect. But then after the burnout, I got a lifter tick, which I shouldn't have because they're brand new lifters. Yes, I soaked them the night before. Actually, 2 days before I soaked them. And still had a lifter tick. And I thought, I can't win for losing here. So at this point, I knew that the exhaust was fixed and this was my issue all along. So I proceeded to take the lifters out, put the old lifters back in it, take the rockers off, put the rockers that I had for all these years back in it. Here they are, brand new, in the box. They're 7/16 stud mount, 1.6. If anybody wants them, I'll make you a killer deal. Literally, I'll sell them to you for $100 plus shipping. They're brand new. They're Assault, I believe. I've got them, and also on top of all this, my dumbass thought they were either 7/16 and 3/8 maybe. I don't know. I ordered another set that were brand new in the box and realized immediately they didn't fit. So they're still brand new in the box, sitting over here below them. I'll sell them for $100 plus shipping. They're also brand new. And then if you want some link bar lifters, I'll sell them for $150 to you, because I don't need them either. I didn't like how they sounded. So now, after $700 in parts, and I don't know how much time, gaskets, about 2 sets of intake gaskets, of course, for nothing, I put it all back together and tightened up some shit, made some more final adjustments. Oh, she's running better than ever. Quiet as a mouse, camming like crazy. Took it out yesterday in the cool air, or Friday here, it was like 50s. Took it out. This bitch is on rails, running great, best it's ever ran, knock on wood. So I'll show you some videos of that later. I'll kind of add them into this clip. But what I'm getting at is, I'm a dumbass. I mean, that's just all it boils down to. I'm an absolute dumbass, and I spent a lot of money for nothing. So learn from my mistakes. Buy you a $50 smoke machine off of TikTok shop, and you won't have this problem. Then that brings me to the Ford Ranger. So the Ford Ranger runs great, always has run fine, been reliable. But for the last probably, I'm guessing, year and a half, I put a new motor in it. I think I made a video on that. I put a new motor in it, or junkyard motor with $700 aluminum heads and shit. Long story short, I have said since day one that this thing it would not get out of its own way. It made 287 or 97 horsepower on Blankenship's dyno with the old motor with the cylinder down, but it just never felt like it ran like a Fox body with heads cam and intake did. I thought maybe it was a B cam. I don't know. It just felt flat. I just told everybody that rode it, I was like, this thing just feels flat. So, with that being said, I ended up pulling the distributor out of it maybe a month ago, and I put a new distributor in it, and it's still an HEI, but I put a different brand in it, and it ran considerably better. So I did some fine tuning on the advance, and got it to where it run decent. Now then I took the carburetor last week back to bare basics. I mean, I put it all back to factory settings, and then started tuning it with a vacuum gauge, and dialed it in over the course of about 3 days. Finally, this thing's been together for 4 years, I guess now. Finally, this past week, it is idling perfect now, which it always idled pretty good. But it's running amazing. Like, it's running like a Fox body does with heads cam and intake. It weighs 2,950 pounds on the scale, so it should run like a fairly light Fox body with heads cam and intake. It's not gonna, it's not setting any records, so we're not out running this new shit. But now when I do the 1-2 shift, it smokes the tires into second, and when I hit third, it gets a little sideways, a little chirp. Before second gear, it barely even spin a tire. I mean, it just chirped maybe at best. So it's finally running to what I consider its full potential. I mean, it's real close. It's dialed in. It don't smell raw fuel at idle. I don't really know that I'm going to do anything else. This is about as close to perfect as I think it's going to get for a carburetor. It's idling. I drove it to my kid's school last Wednesday or Thursday, and you know, I got there at like 250, and I said instead of turning it off, I'm just going to let it run. So I let it run from 250 to like 305 in the drive-through line, 15 minutes. It ran 160 degrees, and I thought, you know, if it's going to load up, it's going to load up. And I pulled out, and it perfect. No backfiring, no nothing. Lightning-wise, Lightning's running great. Drove it last week, just maybe 30 minutes, drove it around town, brought it back, put it back in storage. But we're finally getting somewhere. I wanted to get to the track last weekend, and then again this weekend, but my mom's moving, and I had to move all that this weekend. Last weekend we had a wrestling tournament, so I don't know if I'm going to make it to the track. I am really trying. It's not looking great, to be honest. But, you know, she's clean. She's looking good. She's clean. She's shiny again. I've got her all shined up. And, did some final tuning on the transmission, made some tweaks. Old Ranger, she's looking good. She's all polished up, shined up. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, you know, I just wanted to make a quick video because I hadn't made one in a while. But that's kind of the progress I've made. It's took me a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, but finally getting somewhere. Mustang, like I said, knock on wood, you know, it's doing great. Ranger's doing great. Lightning seems to be doing okay. So for once, I'm finally kind of done and caught up on everything. So if I can get this thing to the track, I'm going to get it to the track. It feels right now stronger than it's ever felt. I did run a compression test. So this motor's 14 years old. It's had a, I mean, it, you know, when I take it out, I'm not cruising with this thing most of the time. I mean, I am making some cruising, but a lot of my, you know, when I get this thing out and it hits temperature, we're making wide open throttle pulls. I mean, that's what I built it for. So to be honest, I was a little nervous to run a compression test on this thing. I didn't run a leak down, but I did run a compression test the other day while I had everything apart, and it was 135 on the high cylinder and 129 on the lowest cylinder. So not bad. I mean, it's a low compression motor anyways. It's 8.5 to 1 motor. So it don't build a ton of compression. But for it to be 129 and 135, everything else was 131, 133, 132. They were right there in the middle. I mean, everything was dead on. So I'm pretty happy for a 14-year-old motor. I bore scoped it. I got this TikTok shop. You know, I'm a TikTok shop guru now. Bore, you know, little scope thing, and that thing, I got down in the cylinders and looked. I moved it up and down, and the cylinder walls, you know, knock on wood, they look great. No, the cylinders look good. The pistons look good. The oil, when I drained it the other day, looked great. So I think I'm okay. I'm gonna make another year out of it. You know, we'll see. We'll see how long it goes. But you know, we're on 14, 15 years on this motor. So you know, shout out again, Jamie Mattingly up here in Bardstown built some killer ass motors. He's, you know, all my shit comes from him. All my buddies, I send everybody to him. He just top notch when it comes to motor building. I don't know how else to say it. The guy builds shit that lasts. My buddy's got a 502 big block in a 91 Chevy truck that he built with a 671 blower, and he drives it like every single day. I'm not exaggerating, like every single day. It's fucking crazy. But he drives this truck everywhere. 4 hours to Waynesville, Indiana and back with a turbo 350 and no lockup. Truck's running 3,000 RPMs at 70 down the interstate. Doesn't give a fuck. Jamie built that motor, still together. And then, you know, of course, Blankenship tuning. Everybody thinks I'm a nut swinger, and I am, really, to be honest. This tune is 8, 9 years old and still killing it out here. I mean, I'm still fucking up Hellcats, you know, with a $2,000 motor build. So that's where we're at. That's kind of what's going on. Appreciate you guys always tuning in. As soon as I get some track time in, we're gonna do that. But I'll insert some pictures and videos here, and y'all kind of see, learn from my mistakes. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all tuning in.